guess we would just move on, right? No,
we can move on, and maybe he's already ready, Mr. Kadame, with Manjaro. And we have only have been in contact with email and messaging, and so I'm very happy to see you in person now. And I'm very looking forward to your presentation. So welcome to the Community Days, and the stage is now yours.
Hello, and thank you for inviting us here as Manjaro project. I would like to invite Mr. Philip, CEO of Manjaro and one of the founding members of Manjaro project. I would like him to introduce the Manjaro project to everyone.
Sure. It's an honor.
Hello everyone, my name is Philip Miller. I'm the CEO of Manjaro GmbH & Co. KG in Germany. And today we are talking about Manjaro itself, the operating system for the desktop and mobile. But since it's Volla Community Days, our focus is of course on mobile. And we are a community and also a company now, which has an operating system based on x64 and of course on Arch 64 as well. We are simple, safe, reliable. Safe in this case because we have our own repositories and everything what we do is from the community for the community and also for our partners what they need. So a little bit about Manjaro itself. So the history is going back to 2011. We were 5 people doing as a passion project, and it evolved rapidly to what it is now, the Manjaro Linux distribution. And since September 2019, we have founded a company. And 2016, our sister project, Manjaro ARM, was born. We had half a year, more or less, Manjaro ARM working. Then we stopped it for 1 year in 2017 and continued it at 2018. From then on, it rose. And since 2019, it's fully merged into the Manjaro project. And from there on, we started to support several devices. We have many team members. So me, myself, started it with Roland, Guillaume, Vlad, and Alessandro back in 2011. Then many people joined, like Bernhard Landauer from Austria, Furkan from Bahrain, Dan Johnson. Those are more for the ARM project related. Bernhard is also crossover to the x64. So we have laptops, tablets, and other devices we support as well. And the question is, for whom is Manjaro? So Manjaro is for the new beginners of Linux. So we aim to have a simple operating system with a familiar look and feel, so you can adjust as you need it. Also, we are open to the advanced community. We have enhanced wiki forums. Experts can find there all the documents they need to do so. And also, since we have a company, we also have a commercial side where we adjust the operating system to the needs of our customers, and this includes also support. How we do stability? Well, stability is always a case where you say, hey, it's critical to have a stable branch. Then maybe you want to do some testing, and also we have unstable for development. So we push all packages in an unstable branch and forward it then to the other branches. We maintain everything ourselves. So we get some packages from Arch and also some packages on top we build. and therefore we have a fast reaction to bugs, updates, and patches, and everything is done also together with our vibrant community. The branches I talked before, how does it work? So we sync daily from Arch Linux into our unstable branch, and then it goes through testing into stable, and some security updates going to be fast-tracked. So you have the latest Firefox, Chromium, or kernels as needed. So we always be safe that we don't skip anything. And of course, we work a lot with other projects like Pine64, with Raspberry. Shells is the latest. So we have our operating system in the cloud. And all that we have to communicate with the community, integrate everything in our distribution. And this will then be shipped to our community itself. So Furkan, you can continue how we do Linux Mobile.
Sure. So, as we were already maintaining Manjaro ARM project and most of the devices are based on ARM SoC, we started looking into the first Linux phone which was available at the time was the Pine 64 Spine phone. So we started testing it out with our packages and we started adding kernel package, and then we started testing the UIs. Like we started with Fosh, then we started with Plasma Mobile, and we got a lot of success and we were getting a lot of support from those community as well. So now we have reached at certain stage where we directly work with Plasma Mobile team to get Plasma Mobile Pine phone or 64 device. Now, Bernard has been working on it a lot and he has been pushing daily updates if there is any changes to the upstream codes. So that is for the Plasma Mobile. Then I think Philip is also working on Fosh, where we push weekly updates where whenever there is upstream changes to the code. Lomri has been worked on with collaboration with UBport, and thanks to Marius, we have been able to get it to work on Manjaro. Even though it has been broken since some time, I will be fixing those things in coming days. With the help of Sergey, we have got Nemo to work because he has moved his base to Manjaro, and we have the UI working so far on Pine phone as well as on the Volla phone. For the Volla phone, we are using Helium, of course, just same like what Droidian Aaron has explained in his Droidian presentation. Then the current situation is that Luka has been a great help to us, and he has got the Nemo Mobile UI to work, and we will show you some of the showcase of that in later slides. Now, which mobile UIs are supported, as we have already displayed here. Now you can see a screenshot here for the Plasma Mobile by KDE. It is a very smooth UI where you get to, it is somewhat similar to Android, but it is completely based on Plasma, KDE Plasma. And the KDE team has done a lot of work on this to get it very smooth and more operational of a mobile Linux platform. Then we have the Fosh from Purism. They have done an incredible job packages and libhandy to make it useful for mobile use. Our package images that it has been working very well for. Some of the users are already using it as a daily drivers. The only downside to current stage of Linux phone is some of the apps only work on Android platform, as you know, like banking apps and some of the communication apps like WhatsApp. that is needed for day-to-day daily use case for some of the users. So with Nbox, we try to we aim to get it solved, and I've seen the presentation yesterday from Irfan and Rudi that they have been doing a great job. We already have Nbox running on mainline as well as on Vola, the Helium side, but it is not quite stable yet. Then we already have Lomari working on our other mainline devices, and it has been working quite smooth, but it is not there yet as they have to move base, and it will be there in the it will be more stable in the future as UB ports have been busy with some of their other priorities. I hope they get to fix upstream code for other code base like other than Ubuntu platform. Now, the newly worked on UI is Nemo Mobile, and as Nemo team has decided to move to Manjaro as the base, it was quite helpful and easy for us to just add those packages to our repo and get it working directly on Pine phone as well as on the Volla phone. As you can see, this screenshot is from the Volla phone provided by Luka. So in the next coming slide, I will hand over the presentation to Luca, where he can showcase what all is working on the Volla phone using Nemo and Manjaro as the base. Currently, you've seen that Pine 64 is selling their devices with Manjaro as the base, where KDE Plasma is the default UI. But we have all the three options, and Nemo Mobile is recently been added to the repo, so it will be available as an official image as well. We have Caleb, who has helped get Manjaro running on a OnePlus 6 device, where he was successful in getting the mainline kernel to boot, and also was able to get some of the IO to work, like the UI, the graphical stack, and then Wi-Fi, and some part of the audio as well. Coming to the most important topic of the day is the Volla phone. With thank you to the Volla team for sending us the device, and it was very helpful for us to get it to test the packages and push those packages to the official repo where some users can just try it out and help us test it further, because we are a small team and we have quite a lot of devices to support. We are always looking for contributors to help us test the packages and also see how we can improve it further. In the Vola side, I have a lot of help from Luca, where he has helped me a lot with the Helium side of the Helium side of the project, where we were able to get it to, we have a testing the image where we can boot Manjaro directly on the phone. We have hardware detection working, like the GP graphical stack is working. Luca was also able to get the Wi-Fi to work, and the battery and the sensors are detected correctly. So that is the current stage of Vola, but we try to push it further and try to get uh, it stable as soon as we can. But it is a lot of work, as everyone is aware from previous presentations. So yes, we are trying our best to get as at least the basic functionalities of the phone to work on Vola, so we can start providing a ready to flash image for some of the testers out there who would like to try Manjaro. The whole purpose of using Manjaro as the base is that all our packages are latest packages from upstream repos, where the developers get to test it, test their applications, if they are working on any applications, to test it on the latest packages other than old packages from other distributions. So that is why some of the UI developers like Nemo is moving base to Manjaro. On the other hand, creating a package for Arch Linux or Manjaro is very simple. We just need a single file called package build, and then you can add all the codes inside it for how to package it. So it takes less time as compared to other distribution package manager, like in case of Ubuntu and Debian. So that is very important. We also have a direct GitLab CI where we push any changes pushed to the repo is built again through our runners connected to the GitLab. So it creates a very easy ecosystem for the developers to work along Manjaro team. In the mobile UI, for other phones which are running on mainline, almost many of the things are working as a stable use case. But as said before, we are expecting more stability on the Nbox side, so we can get Android apps to work. And with that, I think we will have a very stable use case for Linux Mobile in general for all the devices, either Helium-based devices or mainline devices. If you want, you can test the UI on Pine64 Spine phone using either Plasma Mobile and Phosh. If you want, I can show you a small snippet of how it works. I will just switch. So I have here as the Volla Phone, and then I have here another phone which is Pine64, and it has been running Plasma Mobile since yesterday, and I have charged it fully on 100%. And now you can see that it is just 85%. So we are reaching at the point where Linux Mobile will be very smooth for daily driver. You can see that the UI is quite smooth. Yeah. So we have got the notification. If you can see, I am getting alerts from my telco. So now if I go to the settings, because I am showing Plasma Mobile because you have already seen Phosh and the Droidian project. So the Phosh is the same for Droidian as well as for Manjaro. So you can see that many of the functions are already working. Audio control, you can see the internal mics. And this is running on the latest packages from upstream. So we build it on a daily basis. Plasma Mobile is built on a nightly basis. So yeah, this is one of the latest package image I'm using at the moment. So this is what we have reached so far on the mobile UI stage. Regarding the Volla Phone, I would like Luka to share his showcase his device with Manjaro running with Nemo Mobile.
Yeah, sure. So go ahead, Luka.
Yeah, we have also another Nemo Mobile session of this morning. So maybe we can wait for that specific Nemo Mobile session.
Yeah, just wanted to showcase Manjaro as you are. All right. Yeah.
So go ahead.
Yeah. So if you can see.
Hello, I am Luka. I am from Ukraine. I am participating in a lot of open source projects for Volla Phone. Manjaro RM is one of them. I got a few user interfaces running on it actually. The most interesting is Nemo Mobile. Let us start it.
You don't, as long as Philip is sharing his screen, it doesn't automatically change. On our side.
Excuse me, what do you mean?
Just if Philip could not share his screen anymore, okay, that's perfect. Because otherwise we would not see your screen. Go ahead, it should work now.
Ah, nice. Okay, let's start the UI then. So, can you see it?
Yeah, perfect.
So currently, actually, pretty nothing works. We just got a user interface up. Wi-Fi is actually working, but it is not shown yet anywhere in user interface. We can start some apps, for example, calculator. It is working pretty nicely and usually fast, but there are some lags in some places. It is pretty similar to the Sailfish OS lipstick user interface, but this one is completely open source. Most apps seems to work, but there are some exceptions. For example, I didn't got Firefox to work, but probably there is something to do with its shell variables to use Wayland. Our biggest problem currently is keyboard. There is no virtual keyboard yet, so we can start some app. Ouch, we crashed. What the hell happened?
It's okay. It happens.
Ah, yeah, I started without root, and we have some permit. Oh my god, it is reboot. Never mind on Volla OS name and boot menu. I have just wrote the wrong name. It was Volla OS, but I flashed Manjaro then. Okay, network interface is up. Okay, we can start again, probably. Yeah, very good to go. So currently we need to get virtual keyboard up, then we can work on more Halium things to get, for example, sensors. Then we can port the new unbox effort that was shown yesterday. About Nemo Mobile, I think it is all. We will see it more when it will come to Nemo Mobile. We got actually Xorg to work to. I can show it with XFCE. Of course, it is not very good example for small screens, but it is expected to work. Yeah, it works. It is hardware accelerated, but not very easy to use even with virtual keyboard. Actually, it seems to be completely working. Expect some OpenGL stuff, I believe. But it is really hard to use it like this. Probably we can set up some scaling, but still I would prefer some Wayland based user interface. And we have one more sense that I'll try to start. Second. I don't understand what is wrong this time. Interesting. Ah, yeah, got it. I have forgot something. 1 second. We have some problems with UDEL probably. Some permissions are not set. Actually, it is pretty alpha stage currently. We have a lot to fix.
So while you are typing, let's use time for some questions. So I have 2 questions. If I understand it correct, Manjaro is a kind of base system, and it's required to have an upper layer for the user interface.
It is pretty like with any other Linux distribution. You have your distribution, and you can install some user interface on top of it. Same for Manjaro, you can install pretty any user interface, but not every user interface will work with Halium.
What is about if you develop apps for this kind of exchangeable base system? I think the APIs for using really contacts or other system resources are quite different. So how can the app work if they are not just an isolated app that do something but require some system resources?
Actually, apps that require system resources is your user interface. It needs to use your GPU to accelerate. Currently, I believe that with Halium you can actually start such user interfaces as Xorg-based one, as XFCE. You can start VL roots based like Foch or Sway. You can start Kavin based like Plasma Mobile or Plasma Desktop. I don't think you would like to use that on phone. And you can start Unity 8. And that's it.
I see. So you have an integration layer like Qt to access system resources like contacts or messages, things like that.
Contacts and messages uses Ophono actually, which uses Android Real as its backend.
So it was very convenient in Sailfish for a developer to send messages or read the messages via this API of Nemo Mobile, Nemo API. That was quite convenient when I worked with that. Do you have comparable APIs to such system resources or user data?
Probably, I believe that in Sailfish OS they use pretty similar stack with Ophono and Real as its backend.
Okay, are there some more?
There's one question. Eric Inkinen raised his hand. Please go ahead.
Yes. I actually just wanted to point out that we had actually also Xorg running in on Droidian, so we can also use other user interfaces on Droidian, and I think we have Qt QPA platform for the HW Composer in our repositories. So it is possible to, for example, I think it would be possible to run Lipstick currently on, or Nemo almost on Droidian. I think it probably should work because we have the graphics stack in place in Droidian repositories. If it's imported Nemo, it should probably almost work. I don't know. I haven't tested that, but I think that we have the Qt backend for HW Composer, so it should be possible to run that. The
Do you have Qt pin?
Actually, it is possible to run Nemo Mobile on pretty any distribution.
Yes, if just hardware, if it's just hardware support, is that run and the packages to run the. Yeah, you have to have the Qt QPA platform for HW Composer if you're on a Halium device, but you can run Nemo on top of that on every possible distribution.
So you could write apps in Qt QML that are accessing via Qt pin the contacts, for instance, or calendars, things like that.
Different
Yes.
user interfaces have different APIs for contacts, but you aren't supposed to change user interfaces that often. And most user interfaces have like SMS applications are user interface specific applications that are produced by the same developer as the user interface. So, and I think some things may have a unified API, but not everything.
From what I understand is the API which is common is from the Ophono or the modem manager, depend which one is used for the UI. Fosh uses modem manager, whereas KDE is still using Ophono. Now, depending on those stack, the developers has to work around their app around those stack. So, for example, if a developer
So I guess your connection is a little bit bad right now.
if they want to
Yeah, my connection is probably not very good, but actually I have started it. This is Leary UI. It is pretty new UI. It is designed in material design by Google. Actually, it is in beta stage itself, but we already got it working on Manjaro IRM on Volla Phone. It is hardware accelerated and working nicely. At least in that places where we do not have bugs, and bugs are pretty common here. We can start apps. This user interface have few reference apps, like they have their own browser, calculator, file manager, app center. Let's start, for example, browser. Yeah, no, not that thing. It was KDE console. My phone is currently pretty bloatwared with software because I have installed few user interfaces here. Never mind on that. But actually it's working. Yeah, it even see a battery charge. Same as Nemo. I believe it.
That's another question from Mr. Inkinen. Please go ahead.
I think I already forgot the guest question, I think.
Okay. So just looking a little bit at the time, we are about to go to the next speaker. So if you are finished, or if you're almost finished, if you have to say something which you think is important, please go ahead.
Nothing left on my side. If there are questions, feel free to ask them.
Okay.
Yeah, the next slide is how users and contributors that can contact us. We have our website, manjaro.org, and we have our forum where users can go to Manjaro ARM project and see what all is going on. Then we also have our GitLab. It's called gitlab.manjaro.org. I will drop it as a text here.
Okay, the last
And there's also another question. How is the collaboration between Manjaro and ARC community?
I would let Philippe answer that.
Okay. Where is it?
And also another question would be, I wonder if every big Linux distributor comes up with its own mobile distro.
That is not so easy task, and I don't think it is. He's talking about mobile distro, or is it mobile UI? If it is a mobile UI, then it would again fragment the whole mobile Linux use case. I think having limited UI for the mobile while using a centralized or an integration layer as a common platform would be more sensible, where the UI developers can only concentrate on the UI side while not have to worry about the resource connection, resource management, and like integration layers. So yeah,
Okay, thank you.
distro, and then any distro can be turned into a mobile distro.
Yeah, the connection to your side is getting weird now. I have a little bit of noises again. So, Philip, you wanted to answer the other question?
Yes.
Well, we can we work close together with Arch and other distributions. So yeah, when we have something, we share with them, like Postmarket OS or Mobian, and the other way around. So in mobile, everyone is working together, especially on the PinePhone.
Okay. Last question from the audience, Mr. Inkinen again.
I just was thinking maybe we should, as Droidian is also for Halium as base. I think we should work more closely to share information. I don't think we have shared the enough information. I mean, as we are both working to work on Halium phones, I think we should, with Manjaro and Droidian, we should share information and possibly code between, because
Yes.
it is not.
Yes, that's true. What I want to share is, yes, we both are part of time constraint. We are not able to look into each other's work, but from our side, our GitLab is open where you can see what is going on. On the ARM side, you can see all the ARM packages updates are happening. And I think we have a chat, and I'm also active on the Volla chat app on Telegram. So yes, it is a good opportunity for all of us to work closely together to get mobile sides of the Linux project.
Okay.
As we work closely with other communities like Plasma Mobile, UBports, Lomri. So yes.
So, to summarize, sharing is caring as always, and I guess we made some good connections. And if you want to work a little bit closer together, that's always welcome, because like the open source network is getting bigger and bigger. I will head over to Dr. Wurzel because I guess he will have some final questions or final announcements or
final comment maybe or question. I think thank you very much for that also inspiring demonstration and also presentation. I think that the Manjaro organization is located in Germany. That gives me the idea that we also should should collaborate if it comes to the Volla Hub that I mentioned yesterday as a solution to have a different, to offer our customers a solution for a cloud alternative. And it's I think also a good opportunity that you are working on not only an online operation system but also on the core Linux operation system. And I realized that there are so many awesome projects people are working on, and from our perspective. And also, I think for other app developers, it's different if they need to choose the right platform for developing. And because you know that we want to migrate also the Volla user experience to the Linux operation system. And currently, I think we will start with working on the Ubuntu Touch, because the API to the system resources are deeply documented or somehow documented. Not as good as for Nemo, but I think we can start with it. So that's my challenge that we have, that we will port the user experience, and then we need, as Mr. Cardane also said, that it would require a kind of shared interface for these UI and application level. So I hope that in the future we have that kind of shared platform where that is attractive enough for many developers to write apps, or for us to be able to migrate our user experience. So therefore is my question, what do you think? Do you see a chance to work together regarding point 1 I mentioned, that the Volla Hub, and point 2 regarding finding a solution to migrate the Volla user experience to a mobile Linux? Would like someone maybe answer you?
Yes, I am thinking of what is the good opportunity here. Can you repeat the question again, because it was cracking?
One
The
question
voice was
is
not.
that we might collaborate regarding this kind of hub. This is a kind of hardware for our distributed cloud approach that help people to have the convenience to make that they have from the big tech companies, but the different approach would be that they have a hub, a small hardware, where they have their private cloud. I think Manjaro, or also another Linux distribution, could be a base system. The benefit of your project is that you have both worlds that you already know. And the second question is, so the first question is, could we collaborate for this? It could also a question for Mr. Inkinen, because it's quite similar. And the second question is, how could we migrate the Volla user experience on Volla OS to a mobile Linux? Because this Volla user interface would require a deep integration into the system, like context, messages, or opening the browser, or whatever activities are integrated in the user interface. And therefore, I asked for the APIs that are available for this kind of resources. So do you think that?
Yes, I can read it on the chat, public chat. There is a debate. I think it's almost a debate to QT or to GTK. Now, half of the team would say QT because they have Plasma Mobile, KD platforms, and Nemo Mobile. Yeah, and then some of them are saying GTK because they are used to GNOME, so they would go with Foch. Now it all depends on
So Qt was the right
who
way. We already
works.
implemented this Volla user interface in Qt QML, but for sure for the Volla OS we need JNI to read to get the information about the installed apps and such kind of stuff that is not available for Qt out of the box. But Qt could be the right direction, you said.
For the KD Plasma team has worked on apps where they have the backend. They are working on the backend. They have a working chat app, a mobile phone app, which is directly integrated with Ophono. So that is the current stage. While Foch has worked on their side as well. Now that will always be there. Now, as a base, we work with both the sides because we have a mixed community. Some are like we shown in the presentation that our flagship UIs are either GTK or based on GNOME and Foch, while the other half of the community wants KD Plasma or XFCE, which is again KD and GTK. So it has always been like this. As a base, we work in all the directions and see which UI is working best for our users. So I plan to have a Foch running soon on Volla. So after that, we can see how well it works on Volla and what all apps are working quite well.
Okay, thank you very much. So we need to hurry now, and hopefully,
Yes.
thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Maybe you feel that I'm involved in that topic, and it's very interesting for me. And but we have to look on the clock, and so let's thank you again for your contribution, and let's hand over to Mr. Alan Pick